What's going on, everybody out there? Hope you had a good weekend and hope you're having a good Sunday afternoon. This show is my fantasy booking of NXT stars Emma, Asuka, and Finn Balor. I'm doing this fantasy booking of these three NXT stars because they're the three that I probably look forward to watching the most, and they're three of my favorites in NXT is Balor, Asuka, and Emma. So that's why I'm focusing on them for this fantasy booking show. For the first couple months of 2016, I'll be focusing in booking them in this show. And Eva Marie, hopefully she leaves wrestling and gives up on her wrestling career, because she should never be NXT Women's Champion. She just should not be. That's obvious to anybody that watches her in the ring. She's really no good. And she can stay in the business. If she wants to be a heel manager, that's fine. And Nia Jax, I'm not fantasy booking her, but she'll be fine in 2016. I'm sure she'll get better and better and know how to work as a monster heel. I'm sure Nia Jax will be just fine in 2016. Will she get a women's title run? I don't know, but I hope not. At least not in 2016. I would like either Asuka or Emma to win the title from Bayley, and then they could have it for the rest of 2016. So here we go with my fantasy booking of NXT stars Emma, Asuka, and Finn Balor. First, I'm going to start off talking about Emma and Asuka, and a tiny bit about Bayley, because she is the champion. So she is involved in this show also. First, you have Asuka take on Bayley, probably at NXT Dallas, which is in April, I think on Friday night. So WrestleMania is Sunday, so I believe it's sometime, I think April 1st or sometime in there, is NXT TakeOver Dallas. As I said, it's right before the Hall of Fame and right 2 days or 2 nights before WrestleMania, so I think it's Friday night is NXT Dallas. So, at that show, you have Asuka take on Bayley for the Women's Championship, and you have Asuka win the title. Does Asuka have to win? Not really. I'm talking about real life now in the NXT, not fantasy. Asuka, she doesn't have to win it yet before the summer, but she should. I wouldn't be upset if, I'm talking about real life now, I would not be upset if Bayley held the title for most of 2016 because she's that good. Bayley could go to the main roster soon. Maybe Bayley won't leave until the summer, which I don't think she should leave NXT in the summer, because NXT and the Divas division needs Bayley. In my opinion, they need her. So Bayley doesn't have to leave NXT. It'd be sad to see Bayley leave NXT and never come back and wrestle again in NXT or defend the NXT women's title again. That would be sad and pretty depressing. But she may go to the main roster because Vince might demand that he wants Bayley on the main roster, because the WWE as a company, I've read they're looking at, and they see Bayley as a female John Cena, because she can sell merchandise to kids and adults, and she's super over with kids and adults. So Bayley is basically the female John Cena. So she has a great future in WWE, I'm sure, on the main roster. But if Bayley does, like I said, I want her to lose a championship to Asuka in my fantasy booking at NXT Dallas TakeOver. So Asuka becomes the NXT Women's Champion, and then after that, I guess you could have Bayley 2 nights later. Bayley could debut at WrestleMania and do a run-in and probably cost Charlotte the Divas title by interfering or do something like that. Or if you don't have Bayley debut at WrestleMania and do a run-in, then you could have her debut on the Raw after WrestleMania, because that's always a big show and you need a surprise on that show. So put Bayley on the Raw after WrestleMania. But again, real life, not talking about fantasy booking here. Real life, Bayley does not need to go to the main roster yet. She probably should go by SummerSlam. She probably should leave NXT by SummerSlam, because she just should go by then. Her momentum is a character is super over right now, and she's really popular. But by SummerSlam, she should go to the main roster, because she's been in NXT a very long time, unless somehow, some way, Triple H talks to Vince and explains to Vince that he really wants Bayley to stay in NXT and he can't have her leave, because NXT is becoming their own brand and they would need Bayley. So maybe she'll stay in NXT if they become more of their own brand in 2016. And the stars they got now, maybe they'll keep them there for good, because they need them to do house shows and draw for NXT house shows. So, as I said, you have Asuka win the Women's Championship at NXT Dallas. Then you have Bayley go to the main roster, and I would like to see her debut on Raw after WrestleMania, but she doesn't have to leave. So, Asuka wins the title. And then after that, how is Emma involved? Emma gets involved because you go right into a feud, right into a program with Emma versus Asuka, in a feud of theirs starting right after NXT Dallas. You can build it up real good on NXT TV every week, having Emma basically wanting a title shot from Asuka, and Asuka gives her a title shot. So they have a program and a feud into the summer and the spring of 2016. You have Asuka and Emma in a feud over the NXT Women's Championship, and they will have great matches together. They worked really well together at NXT TakeOver London. So then you have Asuka and Emma in a program in a series of matches over the women's title in NXT from May until the end of August. And I believe after NXT Dallas, I don't think they may have another takeover before the next NXT TakeOver Brooklyn in August, but I'm going to just say in August at NXT Brooklyn, or TakeOver Brooklyn, it'll probably be called again. It'll probably be called TakeOver Brooklyn, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2, because the first one was in 2015. So then you have Asuka and Emma feud, as I said, from May until the end of August. And they have a great couple series of matches. And then at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, you have a big match, title match between Emma and Asuka. Make it 2 out of 3 falls, and it would be damn good. That's what I would like to see from Emma and Asuka. Going into 2016, you have Asuka win the championship at NXT Dallas, and then go right into a feud with Emma over the championship. And they could have epic matches with each other. They have great chemistry. They worked really well together. And then at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, Emma and Asuka have a 2 out of 3 falls match for the Women's Championship. I would love to see that, and I think it'd be great. That's why I fantasy booked it. So, Emma and Asuka will be the main focus of the women's division in 2016. At least that's what I would like to see. As far as Eva Marie and Dana Brooke go, and Nia Jax, Eva should never wrestle another match again. My opinion. I don't care for her as a wrestler at all. She's no good. I can see talent, and she's no good in the ring. She looks lost. I would like to see more from Carmella in 2016. I'd like to see Carmella get more matches, more TV time, and she could develop and get way better in the ring. I'd like to see more Peyton Royce. She's pretty damn good in the ring. I'd like to see more of her and her get more TV time and more of an opportunity in the women's division. And I'd like to see more of Billie Kay also. And Dana Brooke, I don't really care to see more of Dana Brooke, but she'll probably be around a lot in 2016. At least she'll probably be getting a lot of TV time, unless she gets injured. But the main focus of the NXT women's division in 2016, you have Asuka win the title from Bayley, and then go right into a feud for a 2 or 3 month feud with Emma. So that's my fantasy booking for Emma and Asuka. And Bayley, as I said, she'll lose the championship to Asuka, because having Bayley lose the championship to Nia Jax, that wouldn't be a good idea, because Nia Jax is not ready to win the championship yet. She could hold on to it maybe at the end of 2016 or 2017. Eva Marie should be nowhere near the title picture and nowhere near getting a title shot, because she doesn't deserve it. And she looks god-awful in the ring. So that's my plans for Emma and Asuka. That's my fantasy booking plans for them from January until August, the end of August. And you have it built up into February and March. In January, you have Asuka challenging or asking Bayley for a title shot to see. She could cut a promo and say, I want to see who is the best of the best in the women's division. I want to challenge you, Bayley, and I'm asking you for a title shot. And then Bayley, of course, would get on the microphone and say, I would love to face you and put the title on the line. I accept your challenge. From Bayley would say, I accept your challenge to Asuka. So that's how you set up their match at NXT TakeOver Dallas. And then after Asuka would win the title, you could have Emma come out and jump Asuka and attack her at NXT TakeOver Dallas. Attack her, beat her up real bad to set up their feud. Now on to the champion, Finn Balor, in his fantasy booking. What the plans I have for him and what I think they should do with Finn. Finn could make his main roster debut in the Royal Rumble, but I think that'd be pretty pointless, because the guy's an NXT champion, and it'd be pretty stupid to put him on the main roster in the Royal Rumble when probably everybody would know he's just going back to NXT, because he's a champion. He's basically the face right now. Finn Balor and Bayley are the face of NXT, in my opinion. So he doesn't need to be in the Royal Rumble, really. Even though I would pop and I'd mark out and I'd like to see Finn in the Royal Rumble, I don't think it has to happen yet. 2017, he could debut in the Royal Rumble or go to the main roster in 2017 if they want to take him out of NXT. So, what are you going to do with Finn? Take over take over London. Finn defeated Samoa Joe. So I do not see Joe getting another title shot. And I don't have Joe in my plans here. First, you have Finn Balor Baron Corbin get in a feud with Finn Balor. Baron Corbin calls him out, attacks him, wants his title shot right away in January or February. So Finn gives Baron Corbin a title shot sometime in January or February on NXT TV, defeats Baron Corbin fair and square. And then before NXT TakeOver Dallas, probably sometime in March, before Dallas, because NXT TakeOver Dallas is in early April, so sometime in February or March, then you have Finn again defend the championship, this time against Sami Zayn, because he's back. He has returned, if you will. So Finn takes on Sami Zayn, gives him a title shot because he's back, and Sami deserves it because he's a former NXT champion. Or you could have WWE build up Sami Zayn in January and February and be on a winning streak, so that's why he gets his title shot. So then Finn Balor takes on Sami Zayn. It should probably take place in March. The match, there is no winner. DQ finish because Baron Corbin interferes. So no winner. Then that sets up NXT TakeOver Dallas. And my plans for Finn Balor is you have Finn Balor defend the championship at NXT TakeOver Dallas against Sami Zayn and against Baron Corbin in a triple threat match for the NXT championship. So then, what do? Who's going to come out as the champion? I think you got to have Finn Balor. I think, win and retain the championship. Because he is the face of NXT. He is the face of the NXT brand. They could go with... I wouldn't really have a problem if Finn Balor lost the championship in Dallas in April. I wouldn't really have a problem with it because he would have had a very long title reign by then. So if he loses it to Baron Corbin, I don't really got a problem with that. Even though Baron Corbin, I don't think is ready yet to be the NXT champion. So, whatever. But I don't really see Sami Zayn winning the championship. I don't see Sami Zayn winning the championship back in 2016, really. But maybe he will. And I'll be happy for him if he does. So you have Finn retain, start a feud in the beginning of January when they do their first set of TV tapings for NXT TV on the network. You have Baron Corbin and Finn start their feud then in January, late January maybe, or February. You have Finn versus Baron Corbin. He defeats Baron Corbin. Then you have Finn defend the title in March, early March, or in the middle of March. Finn defends and gives Sami Zayn his title shot. It ends in a DQ because Baron Corbin can't take it that Sami Zayn is getting a title shot and Baron Corbin lost and that he wants the title. So he runs in the ring, interferes, attacks both guys, ends in a DQ. That sets up Balor versus Corbin versus Zayn at NXT TakeOver Dallas. I already said that a couple times. And I said I think Finn should retain, but I could see him losing it to Baron also. But in my fantasy booking of Finn Balor, I think he should retain the championship past NXT TakeOver Dallas. So, this ends my show, I guess. Really, I'm not going to go past April with plans for Finn Balor and the NXT championship. I'm just not. It was just the first couple months, the first 3-4 months, I focused on Finn Balor. Gave you my plans for him. Faces Baron, defeats Baron Corbin, faces Sami Zayn. That match ends in a DQ because Baron Corbin interferes. Then faces Finn, defends the title at NXT TakeOver Dallas against Zayn and Corbin. So there are my plans for Finn Balor, and he retains at NXT TakeOver Dallas. So that's the first 3 months, 3-4 months of my plans for Finn Balor. He should still be NXT champion into the end of April. And as I said, my plans for Asuka is to win the women's championship from Bayley, and then Bayley could go to the main roster after WrestleMania and debut on Raw the next night, because I think that'd be shocking. I think that'd be a great surprise. It'd be a great thing to do it on Raw, like they did with Paige, and had Paige debut on Raw after WrestleMania. Do that with Bayley, and hell, have Bayley call out Charlotte and say, "We were in the 4 Horsewomen. Get your ass out here, Charlotte. I want to see if I can beat you on Raw, and I want a title shot." And then you could have Charlotte basically laugh at Bayley and say, "You think you can beat me on Raw? Or you couldn't beat me in NXT," or something like that. Say, "You couldn't beat me in NXT hardly at all." And then have Bayley challenge Charlotte on Raw after WrestleMania for the Divas title, and then you could have Bayley win the Divas title. I think that'd be a great moment. It'd be pretty damn cool to see on Raw. Have Bayley win the Divas title from Charlotte. So, there are my plans for Bayley. She loses the NXT Women's title to Asuka because Asuka is that damn good. She should be the next Women's Champion in NXT, and have Bayley go to the main roster and win the Divas title, and that'd be great for Bayley and great for the Divas division on Raw to have Bayley over there helping all the other divas, or putting on great matches with the other divas like Sasha, Becky, Charlotte. Even have Bayley go into a feud with Brie or Nikki, or have Bayley go into a feud against Sasha again on Raw and on the main roster. That'd be great. And then after Asuka wins the title, she goes into the feud, as I said, into a program with Emma, and they go at it, have title matches, have a series of title matches like Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat did in 1989. You could have Emma and Asuka go into a series of great title matches, because they're both damn good wrestlers, so they could definitely carry the NXT Women's division you could have Asuka and Emma definitely, if they're in a feud like they are in my fantasy booking show, they could definitely carry the division. They're that good. And then at NXT Brooklyn, you have the big 2 out of 3 falls match, and Emma finally wins the championship and becomes NXT Women's Champion. And Emma does not need to go to the main roster in 2016. She should go into the NXT Women's Championship title picture. She does not need to be on the main roster. The main roster screwed her over, and they screwed her up so bad, and her character was really not that good on the main roster. Her character is way better now. She's developed her character more as a heel. She's better as a heel. She's got her feet under her, and she's damn good. She's changed her look. I think she lost a little bit of weight in 2015. She got in way better shape. She toned down. She looks great, and she's a great heel. So you have Emma get in the NXT Women's title picture, and then eventually win the championship from Asuka at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2. So there are my plans for Asuka and Emma and Finn Balor. Hope you enjoyed this show, my fantasy booking of the NXT stars Emma, Finn Balor, and Asuka. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great Sunday night. Bye for now, everybody.